Bonjour Queens! I'm Teresa and I am here to help you live your best life and document it on Instagram. Today we are talking about whether or not you should visit Disneyland Paris. Now, I have been incredibly blessed to be able to go to almost all of the Disney parks. I'm missing 2 right now. But I have a huge love for Disney. I have auditioned to be a Disney princess 18 times and I am not salty at all about not getting casted. But I think that Disney Park's an amazing thing to visit, especially because they really help show the culture of everywhere that you go. Disneyland Paris is a bit of an exception to that rule. We're gonna get into it, but I'm gonna list out the pros and cons of what I think is best and worst about Disneyland Paris. First off, the good stuff. I think that Disneyland Paris has the prettiest castle out of all Disney parks. Definitely the Disneyland castle is the lamest, and I think that the Orlando castle is also super beautiful. But the Disneyland Paris castle, it just feels so whimsical and has kind of an Art Nouveau style to it, so I recommend seeing it. Also, it has a location for you to be able to take pictures that just feel so magical, so absolutely best castle. If you are like me and you love all the food at Disney parks, I think that they have some unique cultural food. They do sell crepes and hot chocolate in the park at little booths, which I think is super cute, but also Earl of Sandwich has a unique special sandwich that I think is called the Frenchie or something. But they have a French dip sandwich called the Frenchie that I think is super good, and it's worth giving it a try if you're a collector of Disney experiences. Another benefit of Disneyland Paris is incredibly short lines. You can get the app right now and download it. There is a Disneyland Paris app that you can take a look at and see what the lines look like. I think when I went, I rode the Tower of Terror with like a 15-minute line or something. Ridiculous! Like, this is unheard of in other countries. It's mostly because people in Paris itself don't really support the park, but that's a story for another day. But it's very small, very intimate, and you can ride rides pretty easily. There is a reduced price of admission. You can get in for as low as $63 on a weekday. That's not bad, especially considering the fact that Disneyland just upped their prices by 20%. But I would not recommend going on the weekends because it would be $101 on the weekends and there's more people, and if you're gonna go, you might as well go on a weekday and go, you know, experience it when nobody's there and ride all the rides and get in for cheap. That's just me. Meet and greets with characters have much shorter lines, so it's way easier to see a princess and get to talk to them. So if you're bringing a child with you, it's kind of an easier experience to meet Cinderella than waiting in an hour line down in Disney World. However, there is much less availability. I have auditioned to be a princess at Disneyland Paris, and they really have a strange process of casting, and they don't keep too many face characters on deck. In Orlando, there's about 500 at any given time. Disneyland Paris is significantly less. I'd say probably under 100 characters are working. It's a much smaller park, it makes sense, but you're just not going to be able to meet every single character that you want to meet there. They have a princess hall where you can go and meet the princesses, you know, the ones that are available that day. Moana has her own location. I know, because I auditioned to be Moana. But I think that it's a little bit harder overall. However, if you're trying to become a Disney princess and you're having a hard time getting in, I recommend auditioning for Disneyland Paris. It's a little bit more lenient on the qualifications if you're having a hard time. I don't know if this is a pro or a con, but it does snow there, and I think that's super cute. You can have a really magical experience. I've seen a video of Stitch playing with a little boy there and like throwing snowballs at him, and that's so magical, that's so cool. I do think that would shut down a few of the rides there, but they really don't have that many outdoor rides. Their only cool roller coaster is outdoors. It's this kind of Indiana Jones-ish roller coaster. So that would probably get shut down, but just plan your visit accordingly. Yeesh. There's not really a lot of entertainment there. That's sad to say. There's a lot of times that you can plan to go when there's going to be a show, but they have a parade during the day, and you know, and for actors, you're either on the parade shift or you're working as a fur character in the morning, basically. But there's just really not that much entertainment there. So if you love going to Disney World and seeing the stage shows where Elsa and Anna sing and seeing the Belle show, you're just not gonna get that. As far as the things that are kind of rough about it, it is small, girl. Like really, really small. They don't have a lot going on there. And it just doesn't have that same Disney feeling. I don't know how to explain that. It kind of feels more like a Six Flags when you go, instead of feeling like a Disney park. The rides are often down for maintenance, and most people don't usually even spend a full day there. When I was there, I really only spent a few hours because I saw everything pretty fast. And then it was like, well, do I wait in line again to ride Peter Pan's Flight, or it's kind of raining and cold, do I just go home? So at Disney, usually I get there right in the morning and I stay all day and see the fireworks at night, but Disneyland Paris, I kind of left early. I think the biggest con is that you are spending your time at a theme park instead of in Paris. So if you are visiting from outside of Europe, I don't think it's that great of an idea to visit. I would recommend just spending your time in Paris and having a great experience in the city of love and light. But if you are a Disney fanatic like the rest of us over here, I think that it's fun to just do. But only do it if you're spending a good amount of time in Paris. I have been able to go and experience this because I've spent so much time in Paris. That, you know, the last time that I got to go, I spent 2 weeks in Paris. And so it was one of those experiences where I realized, well, I've got quite a bit of time here. I've already seen all the main attractions. Why not see some of the smaller ones? If you're doing a study abroad or something, definitely check it out. I think that you'll have a good time, but manage your expectations. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you liked all these Paris videos. Please leave a comment and a like, and I would super appreciate it if you subscribed. Au revoir!